angle BAO. We want it in, now you see, you put the angle location, alright? Because we're talking about an angle in the middle. See? If it's triangle, then you just put a little triangle, or you write the word triangle. You don't have to put an angle. Let's find angle BAO. They want us to find this angle in radians? Okay. Now, it's a right angle triangle. And the way you find an angle in a right angle triangle, you are using your ratios, your trig ratios. So angle BAO, this is this particular angle that we are interested in. It means you're going to use the tangent ratio. It will be the tangent of, if I do this, I hope you do understand how do I get to that, right? But remember, the tangent ratio is the opposite over the adjacent. And when its opposite is 5, over this opposite, this angle here is 5, and that is next to it. The adjacent will be next to it. But now you are calculating an angle, and it must be in radians, which means your calculator's display mode, you should change it to radians. Otherwise, your calculator will give you this angle in degrees. And the question says, give your angle in radians. Okay? And we are not going to round that answer. Okay, they're saying you should show that gives you something like 0.39. So they are helping you basically there. Right. Is your calculator displaying radians? Is it in radians? What is the answer here? Let me just write it here. 0.1? 39. Okay, 48. Is that not what we were required to prove? Good. So if you did not change your calculator's display, because when you are looking for an angle and you're dealing with right angle triangle, this problem is easy because it's a right angle triangle. When this triangle is a non-90 degree triangle, we have to think of the sine rule, the cosine rule, all the other types of things that we have to do. Then they are saying, so that answer is correct to 4 decimal places. Then they say calculate the area of the shaded region. Now, you must be a bit careful here. First, I will find the area of the triangle. Okay? So, calculate of triangle ABO. Doesn't matter. Now, it's a right angle triangle, so you just multiply 12 times 5, half of that. Which is a half times 12 times 5. So the area of the triangle is going to be 30. Half of 12 is 6. 6 times 5, 30 centimeters squared. So this gives me the area of the whole triangle. So from this 30, I'm going to subtract area of this sector here and the area of the other sector here. So I'm going to find the two others. So I'm going to use the formula A, because our angle is given in what? Radians. So I'm going to use that. Is that fine with you? Right. So I'm going to find sector A, P, O. So I'm going to say sector A, P, O. That's half times. The angle is the same this side, because this angle we calculated. But this angle here, remember in a right angle triangle, all the angles should add up to 90 degrees. So I'm going to take this angle and I'm going to subtract this angle from pi upon 2. Pi upon 2 is equal to 90 degrees still. Are you with me? This angle and this angle should add up to 90 degrees because they are complementary. Complementary angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. So we know this is 90 degrees, but I'm not working with 90 degrees. I'm not working with degrees. This angle here is pi upon 2 radians, which is actually equivalent to 90 degrees. So that one here and that one here should also add up to 90 degrees because the angle sum of the triangle is 180 degrees, or it's pi radians. You understand? So there are two ways you can find this. When you get to this, I can find this angle here. So maybe I can say angle A, B, O, you get that by saying pi minus, that's like 180 degrees to you, minus, then you take this 90 degree plus this angle. But we know what that angle is this 0.3 blah blah blah. You understand? That's how we can find that angle. Or another way for you to find it is simply by saying, since these two angles must add up to 90 degrees, you can say angle ABO is the same as saying pi upon 2, which is 90 degrees to you, minus 0.3948. You will get the same answer, but we'll get that when we are looking at that sector there with angle B. So first let's focus on sector APO with this particular angle of 0 point. So that angle here is 0.3948 radians times the radius, which is, what is the radius? It's 12. Give me that answer please to 4 decimal places. Because we're not done. So you can't go start rounding. Okay?
28 point.
It's 28.4256. 4256. Alright? At least up to 4 decimal places we should be fine. Right? Don't round because this is not our final answer. Our final answer is supposed to find the shaded part. Now we need to find sector APO. But first, what is angle ABO equal to? Right, it was pi upon 2 minus 0.3948. Give me this angle to 4 decimal places. It's in radians, so that means I'm trying to find this angle here. You understand it? You understand it? Okay. So I'm using this method, or you can use that method. Okay. Pi minus pi upon 2 is equal to pi upon 2. Alright, so what is the answer? Your calculator doesn't have to be whatever mode for you to give me this answer, right? Pi upon 2 minus that gives you what? 1.1? 1.7? So there's another 9 behind that. Okay, let me go up to that. No problem. Okay? The more the better. So that's my angle. So sector ABO. No, sector, it goes up to here. So let me just see how I wrote the other one. The other one was APO. This one is BOQ. BOQ. I can write it like that, doesn't matter. Né? Half times this angle, 1.17599 radians, times, what is the radius here? The radius is 5. You agree with me? You agree with me? The radius of this circle, the one with the pinkies, right? It's going to be 5. That's the 5. The radius of this one here, the blue, is the one that is 12. That's why I used the 12 here. That's why I said APO. APO is the radius. Look. The radius was 12. Then BOQ. That is BOQ, the one here in pink. Its radius is 5. So you have to make sure you substitute in the correct radius in the correct formula. Right, what is this answer? Give me this answer 4 decimal places. 14.699. After that 8. Alright, after that 8 is a 7. Okay. Centimeter square. Now I have this answer, I have that answer, and I have this answer. What should I do to find the shaded part? You add the sum of those two subtracted from 30. You understand? So, shaded part equals to 30 minus the sum, you guys know, 28.4 blah, blah. Please write it out now, but it's on your calculator. Just a bit lazy, okay? Because I don't have space here. Plus 14.6 blah, blah, blah. That means you are going to use the full, that's why I said at least give me 4 decimal places so you don't have to go back every time, right? So give me the answer. What is the final answer going to be? It's going to be like a very small. Yeah. Something that doesn't add up there. Is it? 28.4 plus 14.6. That's a. Yeah, you
should put the 30 in.
Huh? The 30 should be the one on the other side. Huh? Right? Yeah. Okay. The area of the whole triangle. Mm-hmm. Because the 28.4 plus the 14 point is already more than 30. But is it possible that the area of this sector? Yes, it is. You know why? Because they are overlapping.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
It was not just that sector alone. It's the area of this with the area of the other one. So they are overlapping. So there will be a region that is more.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So that is why it must be the 30 on the other side, right? So this stuff should be subtracted from the 30. Okay. So yeah, now I have to write everything. Anyway, 14.6 blah 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 plus 28.4 blah blah blah. Subtract from 30 blah blah blah. And what answer do you get? Otherwise, if I left it like that, now I've got a negative area which is totally nonsense. 13 point what? Can you give this to 3 significant figures? Are you sure? Let's have a particular question. Yeah, because of the overlappingness of these two. Think of that. It takes your other one takes part of the other one's area. The other one takes part of the other one's area. That's why their areas seemingly are now bigger than the triangle, but not really. You understand? That's how you find. So the shaded part is now this, right? How would you find the area of the unshaded part? What is the area of the unshaded part? If the shaded part is equal to 13.1, then you subtract 13.1 from the 30, from the whole triangle, yes? And that will give you the unshaded part. Is that fine? Okay. So that's what I would do in such a question. I'll also, okay, give me the area. I won't ask for the area of the shaded part. I would ask for the area of the unshaded part.
But you have to get
So then you have to get here, and then take this and subtract it from that. That's not where I'm going to end. You understand? I would not have asked this question like this. I would have said, what is the area of the unshaded part? Do you see that? Yes. That means you then have to do more. That means you must find shaded part first. Then take shaded part, subtract from the big triangle. That means it will be like more work eventually. Alright, is it fine? You need to take, but it's on the video, right? You will see it if you have a problem. I'm putting these things up, I don't have time to edit. There will be a time where I edit things, especially when we come to do integration or differentiation, which I believe is where we're going to end. Okay? But there's also going to be a lot of work that we're going to do on graphs here, of 3 graphs. So, yeah. Clean the board. So don't underestimate the example. I want to look at try now 7. Which question? Both or just one? Question 2. Question 3, you are fine. Question 1, you are fine. You should be fine. You are finding the area of the shaded part. Triangle minus the sector that is unshaded. And then you should get the answer. Right. Yeah, it looks like they don't drink coffee later. These people, they finish my sugar. Well, people, my diagram is not to scale. So, don't judge. That is A, B, C all the way up there. Oh, that's 90 degrees there. This little angle here is 0.6 radians. This is 6 centimeters. I have labeled everything. I've labeled everything, right? Find the length of OB. We know what they say it should be, but we're supposed to find the length of OB. What else do we need? OB. Okay. In order for you to find the length, now please, we're going to use our trick ratio. And that means we are given an angle in terms of radians. That means your calculated mode should be in radian mode. So this OB is like the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle. But you can't use the theory of Pythagoras because you don't have two sides of the right angle triangle given. So you have got a side that is adjacent to this angle, and you're looking for hypotenuse. Which ratio comes in handy here? The cosine ratio. So you're going to say the cosine ratio. The cosine of 0.6 radians equals to the 6 upon OB. OB being the side that you are looking for. You understand that? Now, cosine of 0.6, your calculator hopefully is in radian mode. Hopefully. This is a calculator value. It exists. You understand? When you do cross multiplication somehow, you will realize that OB would be nothing but 6 divided by that calculator value, 0.6. So what is OB equal to in terms of centimeters? Give me 3 significant figures, I believe. Does the question want the answer in 3 significant figures? 3 decimal places. So it's what? Are you sure? That's 3 decimal places like that. That's 3 decimal places. But these are just 2 decimal places. Did you not say the answer should be to 3 decimal places? What is after that 0? It's 2. Let's do each other a favor, right? So it's 2, 6, 9. Go on. Give me one more.
7, 6.
Okay, 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. So then it's 7.270 centimeters. Correct to 3 decimal places. Is that not what we're supposed to show? Good. That take care of that. Is it not so? Right? Part B. Yes. Find the perimeter of the metal plate.
So in that distance is 7.7.
Yes.
The other one
Perimeter means outside. People, you're not going to do with this one inside. This one inside is only necessary because it's going to be the same distance there. Because this is like a radius of a circle with sector OBC. You understand that? Right, so whatever we got here, so this answer here, the 7 point, that's why they ask you this answer at least to 3 decimal places so that you don't round, right? 2, 3 significant figures which will make it, but it will be the same thing. So I'm going to leave it as 7.2698. I'm going to leave it like that, okay? So I know that one, I know this one. I have 2 things that I must do. I must find this distance here. Now, if I have this distance, I can use the theory of Pythagoras to find AB. That means I'll take the sum of the square, or I'll take 6 square, subtract from this 7 point something square. But I'm not going to use the theory of Pythagoras. I'm going to use the ratio, right? So which ratio am I going to use if I want to find this AB? I'm going to use what? We have opposite, adjacent. So which ratio are you using? I'm going to use the tangent ratio. So So I'm going to say the tangent of 0.6. All right. So step number one, I want to find the distance AB. So AB will equal to the tangent, which is not the other way around, because we know the answer is tangent of 0.6 should equal to AB upon what? Upon 6. So AB will just be nothing but 6 times the tangent of 0.6. Please make sure that your calculator is still in radian mode. Is that fine? So what is the distance of AB? Again, give me to 4 decimal places. Okay? I don't want to work with a premature rounded answer here and here. This one is okay, it's given. So what is the distance of AB? 4.104. What is after that 8?
2
centimeter. Now the only thing left is to find that arc length BC.
But we need to find the angle.
Yes, but we can find this angle here. We find this angle by saying 0.6 radians subtracted from that.
It's the same as 90 degrees.
Because this angle is 90 degrees. Is everybody fine with that? So what is this answer? Give it to 1 decimal place. But no, give me the whole angle, please. Please, thank you. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yes, because we need to find this arc length. Do you understand? Check. Close this up. How are you going to find this? We know this is the radius, no problem. But we don't know that angle. You see? You get it? So you find this angle by subtracting this angle here, 0.6 radians, from pi, half pi radians, which is basically 90 degrees, basically, right? Is it fine? Is it fine? Because this little square here tells me that this whole angle COA is equal to 90 degrees. That is, well, it's equal to pi divided by 2, half pi radians. Let's talk radians, language, please. Get used to it, okay? Right? So, we can find out this thing one day. What is the answer? Give me at least 2, 3 decimal places. I just need to work with it correctly. 0.971. What is after that? Can I say 9708? Is it like that? Is this true? Is this true? What is after the 0? What is after the 7?
9.
Okay, at least up to there I'm fine. I want at least up to there. Okay? Right. So now I can find sector BOC. The area of it.
BOC. We use the formula.
So that's going to be a half times. By the way, this is a half. Whoa.
Looking for the area.
Before people are complaining about my 2. What is the angle? 0.97? 08. What is the radius? 7.2698 square. Now, give me that answer to 4 decimal places. I want it like that. Please, thank you. How long does it take to type that on the calculator? He's like, he's using calculator like he's using a keyboard. He's typing on one single device with both. It's amazing, isn't it? Let me make sure. He said, let me make sure. Like a demoralized version. Yes, I'm waiting. You don't trust the answer you got on your calculator? You want to hear what he first has to say? Why would we? Let's have confidence, right? We're going to see, right? So, what is the answer?
4 decimal places. Okay. 25.9.
You agree? Is that what you have? Okay. She's like, I must be on the right path. He says so. So you say it's 25 point what?
653.
653.
4.
After that 4?
It's a 3.
Okay, it's okay, okay. So this is centimeter. So I'm gonna write that one here. So it's 25.6. 534. You gotta like the way my number is also going around that. Don't you agree? In this particular case. Now we are going to add all of that because we're supposed to find the perimeter. So the perimeter equals to. Now use your calculator, please, because I'm writing. 6 plus 4.1098 plus 1048. Next. Goodness gracious. What else? 7.2698. Everything should be in what? Centimeter. Then we give you answer after you add everything now. Give me the answer. The answer that I want from you. 2, 3 significant figures. Whoa. I forgot the 8. Which 8?
The 8, the last digit. The last digit.
6, 9. Are you happy?
When the outline we use the center of the area, you say, should we have used?
Hallelujah.
Fire.
The formula is
Theta times
arc, ne? Not area, ne?
Theta. Theta times
Good observation, please.
So they was only to find the angle.
It was
Still a need to find it. Because you must multiply the angle with the radius. Yeah. Still, we now use the wrong one, right? We're using the area to blah blah blah. And they were there, blah blah blah. Anyway, what is that times that? Here we go again, here we go again, here we go again, here we go again. Good observation, and you must use that, right? Writing on the board, sometimes one can do mistakes. Mr. Bradley, are you looking at one digit at a time and then you type one digit at a time, you type like this? Your neck is going to have problems. I know squirrels that are better than that. Anyway. Yes. 7 point. 7 point what? This is like this number is close to be multiplied by 1. So the answer should be in the region of 7 point something, okay? 0.0575. And is there any other problem that you are seeing? Okay, now let's use that answer and find the perimeter. And now give me the answer correct to 3 significant figures. Now when I say give me the 3 significant, they were like, I thought I'm just reading everything from the calculator, now I must round those. So, Georgina, it was still necessary to find out this. Because using this formula here to find the arc length, this formula. So anyway, this arc length is not going to be the same anymore, right? You still have to find that angle, use that angle. So you're saying 7.0575, am I right?
similar to the.
Say similar to what?
The first formula was for angle.
Yeah, the first formula that I wrote there by accident, it was an accident. She accident, like you know when you do that, that's an accident. I was using the area formula, that half the angle times the radius squared. And I was now working the area, right? That's perhaps part 3 or part C of the question, where they ask us probably to find the area of this plate, the whole area of the plate. This is a metal plate. This is a metal plate, okay? Anyway, what is the answer, people? How long does it take to give the perimeter? Things that are on the board. 24, you say?
24.
That makes sense. So she says it's 24 point.
Right.
I think he is not far from Atlanta, right?
She was just saying to the bomb.
Right. Then this question should have a C part to it, right? What does the C part say? Find the area of the metal plate. Now it's very easy. You find the area of the triangle. So that 25 that we calculated, Georgina, is very necessary. So the area of the whole thing would be a half that, plus the area of the triangle, which is a half times base times height. Because we know the height, we know the base. I don't have to use the thing. Alright? So I can take out the half if I want to as a common factor. That means I will grab that. The angle here is this angle that we're talking about. 0.9708. Multiply this with the radius of 7 point. This radius here. 7.2698. Square. Add the base of the triangle is 6 times 4.1048. This one here.
The base.
Everything
So the base is 6.
doesn't matter. Base does not mean bottom, by the way.
It's the base.
That's not what base means.
The base.
Base doesn't mean bottom.
The base is.
The sides that are perpendicular to each other, as long as you see a 90-degree drop, one can be the base, one can be the height. If you take this triangle and you change it around, then you want to say all of a sudden, oh, the base is now 4 point. So it doesn't matter. Because multiplication is commutative anyway. It doesn't really matter how I. Just don't have the word base in your head as bottom. I could give you any right angle triangle. I can give you a triangle like I can give you this type of triangle, right?
Yes.
Then
Height is.
where is the base going to be?
There. At the 90 degree.
The base will be this distance here.
Exactly.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Maybe some people will say that the base is here because this is more close to the bottom, and that will be the height.
The height is.
Right. So base does not mean bottom.
It's
Where you
close
have
to the 90 degree.
90-degree perpendicular sides. When they meet, one will be the height, and the other one will be the base. We can actually also move that outside sometimes to do that. Put dollar signs.
It's big lines.
Anyway, if the answer here is send me the square.
A lot.
2, 2,
Are we going to do that really? We're going to say 2, 2?
2,
I believe it's 20 something. Oh, you are saying to one. Oh, okay. It's area, so 3 significant figures. Thank you.
3, 27, 4, 9.